I want y'all to hear something real basic about this campaign. No matter what the polls say, George Bush has the inside track because they stole the election without the White House. They can control it with the White House. We must overwhelm the machinery on election day. But I do not want to ever mislead you, because we can win and still lose unless we change assumptions. If you get the flip side of the same nickel, you have not won. In slavery time, there were liberals and conservatives. Conservatives said, treat the enslaved as you want to, they are your property. Liberals said, don't treat them bad, I want to go to heaven. But both liberal and conservative were for slavery. Abolitionists was another coin. I have no interest in the liberal side of a right-wing coin. We need another coin. We need another proposition. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And so I want to express my thanks to Dennis today for being in the race and for assuming the burden of being you make the most sense, but you can't win. I heard that. Every now and then, sense ought to count in these campaigns. And even if sense is a minority, y'all let its light shine anyhow. You might go along with darkness because it's popular, but if this room were totally dark and someone lit one candle, you would be saved by the power of the light, not by the size of the darkness. Can I get a witness here? And so somebody got to make sense about Iraq, about Haiti, about the federal right to vote. And so, man, no matter what the count is, I hear somebody saying that no good thing will be lost. If you do the Lord's work and do it right. And so, Dennis Kucinich, your work in this campaign has not been lost. And keep speaking truth against the odds. A big hand for Dennis Kucinich from Cleveland, Ohio, the congressman. On your feet, show your respect and your appreciation to Dennis Kucinich.
Thank you very much, Reverend Jackson, my colleague, Congressman Jackson. Happy birthday to you and your daughter. Since we're on a birthday mode, Reverend, what a lot of people don't know is that I come to this microphone with a distinction of my own in that regard. I happen to share the same birth date with Reverend Jackson, October 8th. So the stars were in alignment on October 8th, 1941 in his case and 1946 in mine, but I was close behind. And I'd like to feel that the things that I bring to this presidential campaign are also close behind, traveling in the powerful wake of the message which Reverend Jackson gave to Democrats years ago when he said, keep hope alive. And when we speak of keeping hope alive, that just wasn't for that one convention. That was for all the conventions we would hold, and it's certainly true for 2004. Because this election, while the nomination may be a foregone conclusion, what we stand for as a Democratic Party is not a foregone conclusion, and we must be a party that stands for peace, for health care, for voting rights, and for social and economic justice. If justice, in fact, is to be the measuring line, then let us draw the measuring line here at Push today. Because we should not be in a position of trading a Republican version of the war in Iraq for a Democratic version of the war in Iraq. We have to stand for peace. We have to stand for connecting with the world community. We have to bring our troops home. It's time for us to realize that when the President of the United States took this country into a war, we were taken into a war based on a lie. We were told that Iraq attacked us. They did not. We were told that Al-Qaeda had something to do with Saddam Hussein, and it turned out to be not true. We were told that Iraq had something to do with the anthrax attack. Not so. Iraq had neither the capability nor the intention of attacking the United States. They weren't trying to get uranium from the Niger. And in fact, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. Now, Reverend Jackson, I was mayor of the city of Cleveland. I could have helped George Bush find those weapons of mass destruction. I could have helped him. He could have just come to the neighborhoods of any city in America. We could have helped him find the weapons of mass destruction. Because poverty is a weapon of mass destruction. And homelessness is a weapon of mass destruction. And joblessness is a weapon of mass destruction. And poor health care is a weapon of mass destruction. And poor education is a weapon of mass destruction. And racism is a weapon of mass destruction. Oh, we have weapons of mass destruction here at home that we have not taken care of, that we have not disarmed. We have to address those things here at home, and then we can go around the world looking for dragons to slay. Not interested in changing a Republican version of the war in Iraq for a Democratic version of the same. We're talking about the essential mission of government. And so what we need to do, John Kerry's going to need a lot of help. He may not be able to say the things that he needs to say, but we need to say the things that must be said. We need to set the issues for it. We need to name the priorities of our party, and we need to set a direction for the Democratic Party so when people come in November, they'll be lining up outside the polls. There'll be so many people lining up to vote that'll be like a mighty wave that'll sweep this administration out of office. A tide for social and economic justice. So I am in the race. I'm in this race all the way through to New Jersey and beyond. I'm in this race for peace. I'm in this race for health care. I'm in this race for jobs. I'm in this race to run. I'm in this race to do everything that I can to raise the level of the debate. I'm in this race, Reverend Jackson, to take the principles that you've worked your life for, the principles that Dr. Martin Luther King stood for, to create a cabinet-level Department of Peace where we can make nonviolence an organizing principle in our society. What do we stand for? It's time to do away with war. It's time to do away with war and start to put that peace dividend back into our community. So I want to thank you, Operation Push. I want to thank you for what you stand for. I want to thank you for keeping the dream alive. I want to thank you for helping to keep a catalyst for change in the Democratic Party. And I pledge to you that I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to run, and I'm going to run strong, and I'm going to run hard, and I'm going to run for justice, and I'm going to carry that banner for peace right in the convention, and I'll be there right next to you. We'll go in together. Thank you very much.
Another big hand for Dennis Kucinich.